Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to explore a fascinating and controversial topic, life in Saudi Arabia, a place where sexual desire is restricted but lusts lurk in the shadows. Join me on this journey to discover how these cultural dynamics impact everyday life and personal relationships. Don't miss out, like, subscribe, and share. Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam and home to the holy cities of Mecca and Medina, is a country that combines a rich history with an ever-changing present. From its vast deserts to its modern cities, Saudi Arabia is a place where tradition and modernity coexist in fascinating ways. This video will explore the country's history, its vibrant culture, and some interesting facts that offer deeper insight into this nation at the heart of the Arabian Peninsula. Saudi Arabia's history dates back thousands of years before the arrival of Islam in the 7th century. The first inhabitants of the Arabian Peninsula were nomadic tribes living in a desert environment. Over time, important trade routes were established connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe. The cities of Mecca and Medina became centers of trade and culture. In 610 AD, the Prophet Muhammad began receiving revelations that would give rise to Islam. Mecca became the holiest city in Islam, and its importance increased considerably after Muhammad's death in 632 AD. Islam spread rapidly across the Arabian Peninsula and beyond, establishing a vast empire that stretched from Spain to India. Modern Arabia began to take shape in the early 20th century, when Abdulaziz ibn Saud unified the various tribes and regions under his rule. In 1932, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was proclaimed. During this period, the discovery of oil in 1938 radically transformed the country's economy. Oil not only provided wealth, but also allowed Saudi Arabia to play a major role in global politics. Since the founding of the kingdom, Saudi Arabia has undergone significant changes. In recent decades, the country has been at the center of international attention due to its influence in the oil market and its role as guardian of Islamic holy sites. However, it has also faced internal challenges, including social tensions and demands for reforms. Under the leadership of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia has initiated a series of reforms known as Vision 2030, which seek to diversify the economy and modernize society. These reforms have led to significant changes in daily life. Although traditional values remain central, religion plays a central role in Saudi life. Wahhabi Islam, a conservative interpretation of Sunni Islam, is the country's official doctrine. This influences all areas of life, from laws to social customs. Religious practices in Saudi Arabia are a fundamental part of daily life and are strictly observed by the population. Saudis participate in 5 daily prayers, known as Salah, which mark their connection to Allah and structure their day. These prayers are held at specific times, and many Muslims gather in mosques to perform them in community. In addition, the holy month of Ramadan is a period of great devotion, where Saudis fast from sunrise to sunset, abstaining from food and drink. This time is not only for spiritual reflection, but also to strengthen family and community ties through breaking the fast together at sunset. During this month, social and religious activities increase considerably, creating an atmosphere of unity and celebration among Saudis. Saudi women have seen significant changes in their social status in recent years. Although they still face restrictions compared to their male counterparts, they have been allowed to drive, work in certain sectors, and participate more actively in public life. Saudi cuisine is a rich blend of regional flavors and influences. Dishes such as kabsa, a rice dish with meat and spices, shawarma, grilled meat and pita bread, and falafel are popular with locals and visitors alike. Arabic coffee, served with dates, is an essential part of Saudi hospitality. Saudi Arabia's artistic culture has evolved in recent years, with a growing interest in visual arts, music, and film. Although traditionally artistic expressions were limited by religious norms, the country has begun to open up to new forms of creativity. Cultural festivals and artistic events are emerging to promote Saudi culture both domestically and internationally. Traditional Saudi dress reflects the country's cultural customs and values. Men typically wear a thobe, a long robe, and a gutra, a headscarf, while women wear an abaya, a black robe, and a niqab or burqa that covers their face. However, with modernization and social reforms, changes in fashion and dress are also being seen among younger generations. Saudi Arabia possesses some of the world's largest oil reserves and is a major oil exporter. The country's economy is heavily dependent on oil, which has led to recent efforts to diversify it. Mecca is the holiest site in Islam and attracts millions of Muslims each year to perform the Hajj, a mandatory pilgrimage for all Muslims who are able to make it at least once in their lifetime. Known as the Empty Quarter, this vast desert covers much of southern Saudi Arabia and is one of the largest and most inhospitable deserts in the world. world. Bedouin culture is an important part of Saudi identity. Nomadic traditions, oral poetry, and Bedouin music are still celebrated today. In recent years, Saudi Arabia has implemented significant reforms that allow women to drive vehicles and attend sporting events, marking a notable shift from traditional social norms. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this exploration of life in Saudi Arabia and want to learn more about how cultures handle desire and restrictions, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. You can also share it with your friends so they can join the conversation too. Now, let's continue to discover more about this intriguing topic. In Saudi Arabia, sexual desire is deeply influenced by the religious and cultural norms that govern everyday life. Premarital relations are strictly prohibited, and men and women are expected to maintain limited interactions until marriage. However, despite these official restrictions, there is a complex web of hidden desires and lusts that manifest in various forms within Saudi society. This duality creates a tension between what is socially expected and what actually happens behind closed doors. As the country moves towards greater cultural and social openness, many young Saudis are beginning to explore their sexuality in private, using digital platforms to connect and share experiences away from the critical eyes of society. This quest to understand their personal desire clashes with the conservative norms that still dominate the Saudi social landscape, creating a space where seduction can flourish clandestinely while navigating a restrictive environment. Saudi Arabia has come under international criticism for its human rights record. Restrictions on freedom of expression, assembly, and the press are recurring themes in reports by non-governmental organizations. Despite reforms announced by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, many activists continue to face reprisals for their efforts to promote social change. Dependence on oil has led Saudi Arabia to look for ways to diversify its economy to reduce its vulnerability to energy market fluctuations. The Vision 2030 includes plans to develop sectors such as tourism, entertainment, and technology, but these efforts still face significant challenges due to entrenched cultural norms. As more young Saudis enter the workforce, there is growing demand for higher education and job opportunities that reflect their modern aspirations. The government has begun investing in technical and vocational education to prepare young people for careers in emerging sectors. Saudi Arabia has begun to open up to international tourism as part of its strategy to diversify the economy. In 2019, a new visa system was launched that allows foreign tourists to visit the country without needing a local sponsor. Although primarily a religious destination for Muslims, Mecca offers a rich cultural and architectural history with historic sites dating back centuries. And so concludes our look at life in Saudi Arabia, where restrictions on sexual desire coexist with hidden lusts. If you found this analysis interesting, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. We'd love to hear from you. What do you think about these dynamics? Leave us your comments below. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.